wide range of learners, from school students to even adult ESL learners across various platforms and organizations. And her goal is to use her skills and her experience along with a team of passionate, qualified tutors to reach those who may not be able to afford academic support and who often lack access to consistent guidance and resources. So hello, Jade, could you please go ahead and introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this. So my name is Jaide, and I am the CEO and founder of the Tutor Router. We are based in Elsie's River, and as you just heard now, we've been in operation for the last 5 years, and I'm just really happy for the opportunity and to get to tell you guys a little bit more about what we've been doing and the impact that we've had over the last 5 years.
Thank you so much for that, Jade. So, am I correct in saying that the Tutor Router was launched in 2020?
Yes, that is correct. I think it was before, or it was at the start of the pandemic when the restrictions were just implemented.
Okay, so what inspired you to transform tutoring from a personal skill into a structured initiative like the Tutor Router?
So basically, I think as you guys have mentioned, I have over 10 years of tutoring experience, and I would tutor kids in my neighborhood as well. I started doing it for free, and then I would charge maybe 20 Rand to maybe 50 Rand an hour. And it became clear to me that there were learners that needed the extra support. But a lot of the people in the community here couldn't afford established tutoring organizations. So that's when I thought, why not start something right here in the community? And that's when the Tutor Router was officially born. And like I said, it was at the dawn of the lockdown. It wasn't easy, but we were able to provide an income for tutors and then also support kids who were struggling with the challenges of the pandemic at the time.
That's really inspirational, and it's been 5 years since the Tutor Router has grown since its launch in 2020. So what are your goals for the next few years?
I think for the next couple of years, it's just to extend the reach. That's one of them, and we've already started with doing that in terms of the online workshops that we've recently started. We are aiming to get as many students as possible across South Africa in terms of providing additional academic support to them and making it at a low cost, and also the way they can do the lessons on their phones. They don't even need to have computers. And then also looking into maybe having an official center here in the community or within the northern suburbs, where students can come to, and not only for tutoring, but to do homework or just a safe space where children can come to and they can get help or guidance from one of us.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So also, since your launch in 2020, you've obviously experienced working with different kids. So what would you say are some of the biggest challenges learners face beyond academics, and how does the Tutor Router help address those issues?
Yeah, so a lot of the times from my own experience is that it goes beyond a learner not understanding or them struggling with a particular subject. It's also the implementation or the development of soft skills. And that those are things like confidence building, overcoming fears, overcoming self-doubt and things like that. And so when we tutor, we're not only going in there with a mindset of we're going to tutor and deliver content, we're also going in there with the intent of building confidence by allowing them to do problems on their own, providing a safe space for them to speak, for them to be playful if they want to be playful, and then also coming in with a mindset that every child is different. Every child learns differently, so lessons has to be tailored and personalized for each child. And then there's also factors, for example, specifically in Elsies River. Elsies River is a community that faces a lot of challenges, like, for example, gang violence and socio-economic problems as well. And so we try to reduce costs where we can. We try to accommodate people where we can. We sometimes stay longer than what is needed for the lesson. And so it's all about trying to meet people where they are at, and not just us coming in there and providing a service.
I would like to ask that you mentioned that your tutors don't just really teach content, but they also help the students develop soft skills. For example, they help the learners build their confidence and their curiosity. So my question is, what is like the methodology behind this? What steps do you guys take to ensure that this is also implemented?
So for me personally, I'll speak from my personal approach. It's more of a facilitation process. It's not us just feeding the information in the lessons. So it's allowing the student to speak and about providing this platform for them to be wrong. Because oftentimes students think that they need to get everything right all the time, and they need to say the right thing all the time, and making mistakes are bad. And so one of the rules I personally have is that it's okay to make mistakes. You can say the wrong thing, because that's the only way we're going to know how to help you. And so it's just creating that safe space throughout the lesson. We guide, and then you do the talking. You tell us where you are at, and you try to do the problems. And then we basically jump in where need be in terms of helping in the lesson. And it's very much a learner-centered approach in contrast to how things are done in class, where it's the teacher delivering the content and children just absorbing.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And then another thing that you've mentioned, that your prices were quite affordable. So how do you balance the affordability with maintaining the high quality of your tutoring and the sets the tutoring router apart?
Yeah, that's that's an interesting question, and it's a challenge, if I'm going to be honest with you, because obviously you want to help as many people as you can, but you have to keep in mind that it's a business, and a business needs to sustain itself. And so, unfortunately, because of the times that we live in now, prices do increase each year. But at the same time, when we are approached by clients, we try to take into account, the needs of the client, and we also listen to the client in terms of them explaining their circumstances. And so what we do is we tailor some of the prices or the packages for the client to try to accommodate them as best as possible, while also ensuring that we can obviously pay our tutors and obviously sustain the business as well.
That's lovely. And another question that I'd like to ask is, what values do you look for when building your team of tutors? Because at the end of the day, every child has different learning capabilities, different challenges, different requirements, and different ways of learning and absorbing information. So how do these values influence the learning experience?
Well, one of the values that we really value here at the Tutor Router is passion. First of all, you need to really be passionate about what you're doing, because that translates in the lesson, and that energy that you bring into the lesson feeds off, or can feed off, on the learner as well. And then also emotional intelligence is very important, because it's not about what you know as a tutor. I mean, the tutors went to university, or they studied, they have degrees, they have diplomas, but that kind of goes out of the window, because that child might not necessarily be very impressed or even fully understand your background. And it's about you stepping out of yourself so that you can ensure that they understand. So it's condensing all that work, all that knowledge that you have acquired, to make it easy for that learner to understand. So in some ways, a tutor has to kind of become like a child in some ways, because you need to converse with another child in order for them to understand the work. So it's passion, it's having emotional intelligence, and it's about wanting or having the will or the goal to really want to make a difference in that child's life.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And then lastly, I just want to ask, so beyond academic improvement, what lasting impact do you hope that the Tutor Router will leave on learners and communities you serve?
So it's not just about, I think for us, it's not only about academic support, it's also about creating community and trying to, and look, at the end of the day, education and the things that we're doing is not going to tackle or stop problems that we are faced with in our communities, for example, like gang violence here in Elsie's River. But at the same time, giving back, we want to give back, and we've been doing that the last couple of years. So, for example, during COVID, we did a clothing drive, and we helped to raise funds in the community for families during the pandemic. We worked with someone to put together grocery packages for families. And then we also do donations to the shelter here around the corner, from where I live. And then this year we also did like a lunch for Sunday school children here at the local church in the community. So it's also about bringing people together. Oftentimes when a community is faced with a lot of strife and challenges, it can cause feelings of isolation and hopelessness. And so for us, we want to use education and we want to use the concept of togetherness to basically uplift the community. And I think it's something that's not going to solve issues today or tomorrow, but it can ripple out into the future. And that's basically what we want to do.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Jaide. And then I also want to say thank you for the work that you and the Tutor Router are doing for the community. Would you like to share any contact details or where we can find you on any social media platforms?
Yes, sure, I can definitely do that. We are on Facebook at the Tutor Router. That's Router spelled R-O-U-T-R. T-E-R, sorry. And then we are also on Instagram. Our handle on Instagram is the same like it is on Facebook, at the Tutor Router. And we also have a WhatsApp line, which is the easiest way to reach us. Our number is 081 398 5588.
Okay, thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much. As we've heard today, the Tutor Router is a movement rooted in the belief that education can transform lives and reshape communities by building confidence in learners and breaking cycles of poverty. Jaide and her team are proving that access to quality learning can truly change the world. Thank you so much, Jaide, for joining us and exploring this journey. And I just want to tell our listeners, when we invest in education, we invest in a brighter, more empowered future for all. And thank you once again, Jaide, for joining us today. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it and appreciate the opportunity so much. It was great talking to you guys, and just great to get to tell everybody about what we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
And next up, we have Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve, and we'll join